Okay, I hope this doesn't take too long, but if it does, I'm sorry. Okay, the first things first, we need three things. We need R, that is the actual coding language that we use for all of our stuff. Um, you could just look up R download for Windows, uh, Mac, whatever you use, and it looks like a sketchy website, but this is the right one. Uh, Then we'll need VS Studio Code. This is just like kind of like our little home. It just makes our whenever we use R look a lot neater, a lot nicer, a lot more computer sciencey. So we need this, and then we also need GitHub Desktop. This one just kind of lets us push and pull from the actual GitHub that we're going to be using, which is this one. But before we kind of do most of the other stuff we want to do, we gotta set up VH Studio properly, and then so that we actually have our stuff will actually work. So once we have downloaded VS Studio and um R, we're gonna open up VS Studio. When I don't know the hotkey if you're using Mac, but for Windows it is Control plus comma, and we're gonna open this settings thing. Then here we need to look up r.rterm.windows. And then we should see this little stuff. I'm probably gonna copy paste all the things you need so that everything works right. At least when it comes to these things. But this little thing right here kind of tells our city that you have R downloaded and that we can use it. That's that's all this is telling it to do. Is just rerunning it to open up R within VS Studio. All right, and other than that, on GitHub Desktop we actually not on GitHub Desktop. Sorry, we're still on VS Studio. Um, we need extensions. We need this R extension. This also just lets us use the R terminal within VS Studio. We need this GitHub extension so we can actually push and pull within VS Studio. I haven't pushed anything yet. You could probably ask Isaac or ChatGPT if we're being real, but it shouldn't be that complicated. And then I have Git Lens. I was told to download Git Lens, and so I don't know what it does, but I'd rather have it than need it. Sorry, I'd rather have it not need it than need it not have it. So I have that. But once we have all these things, we can actually start setting up our GitHub desktop. So let me just close this. Okay. On GitHub desktop, we need a few things. We need to clone the repository. So to do that, we just go back to GitHub. There's this green little code thing right here. Click it and get this URL. That's perfect. We're done. That's all we need. And then back to GitHub desktop, we go to File, then Clone Repository. Go over to the 0 thing, paste what we have, and then set up a local path. This just I already have it, so it's telling me, all right, you're good. But so if I just change it, it would be fine. This creates a path within your computer, so that even though it is being push and pull across the internet, it could run everything locally on your computer, and as long as the computer has this repository, the and all the other stuff we just talked about, you could basically do this anywhere. But one also side note, when you go over here to this repository tab, and there's something right here just like open in VS Studio Code. When I first did it, it said RStudio, but just to be safe, I'm just gonna show you um how to make sure that just always says VS Studio. We go to Files, Options, Integrations, External Editors, Visual Studio Code. Yeah, see, you can see RStudio right here. Just to make sure that when you click on anything on here, it will open up straight into VS Studio. Okay. Now once we're here, I'm just gonna fetch the updated code. Whenever we update it, you just hit this little button, and it should update everything. And then now we're just gonna go over here to our repository, open in Visual Studio Code, and then we should get all our scripts right here. We kind of made it look nice and neat for us. M3L is the 3L class, M6 is pre-calc, and then M75 is calculus. But so let's just look at our combined model for our all our stuff. Okay. Now, usually the first time you try to run all this code, it won't work, and I do honestly I do not know why that is sometimes. But just to make things easier, you're gonna click this little thing right here and go to show and run commands, and then right here, this open user settings.JSON. We're gonna want to copy and paste this stuff into that little settings section. Because if we don't do that, our code will straight up not work. And it's annoyingly frustrating to deal with that. It took me like a few days to figure this thing out. And I'm going to copy and paste this on the description as well, so you don't need to worry about anything. Or retype it. But once we have all of that, and everything is set up, we should just be able to hit this run code right here. Move this up. Let's see. Hit it again. And all of our stuff should be running perfectly. Yep. Exactly like this. And now this will work with any of our scripts, but yeah, it's not crazy complicated, but honestly, when I was first learning it, it was super annoying. And if there are any questions, shoot me a text, honestly. And or me or Isaac a text. You can even just use ChatGPT. Because we definitely use it to help us set it up. But other than that, I think you should be fine. And I do not know how to sign off. So